evening, everybody. From Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, we bid you welcome to Reds baseball. The Reds and the Los Angeles Dodgers tonight in the first of a crucial three-game series at Riverfront Stadium. The Reds, of course, coming off of a road trip that saw them win 10 of 14 games, and as they begin this series tonight, stand but 2.5 games behind both the Dodgers and the Astros in the National League Western Division. On the mound in the series opener, Don Sutton for the Dodgers, and for the Reds, right-hander Mike Lacasse. And we'll be back to take a look at the starting lineups in just a moment. If you're ready now, the starting lineups tonight. First for the Los Angeles Dodgers, leading off at second base, Davey Lopes. Batting second in right field, Jay Johnstone. Dusty Baker will play left field and bat third. Hitting fourth at first base, Steve Garvey. Ron Cey will be at third base, batting fifth. Hitting number 6, Rick Mundy in center field. Mike Scotia, a rookie, will be behind the plate catching and bat 7. Hitting 8th at shortstop, Billy Russell. And batting 9th and pitching for the Dodgers, right-hander Don Sutton. Again for Los Angeles, it's Lopes at second base, Johnstone in right field, and Baker in left field. Garvey at first base, Cey at third base, Mundy in center. With Scotia catching, Russell at shortstop, and Sutton pitching. For the Reds, to lead it off in center field, Dave Collins. Ken Griffey will play right field and bat second. Hitting third at shortstop, Dave Concepcion. Hitting in the cleanup spot, George Foster in left field. Danny Dreesen will bat fifth and play first base. Hitting number 6, the catcher, Johnny Bench. Ray Knight will be at third base and bat 7th. Hitting 8th at second base, Ron Oster. And batting 9th and pitching for Cincinnati, right-hander Mike Lacasse. Again for the Reds, it's Collins in center field, Griffey in right field, and Concepcion at shortstop. Foster in left, Dreesen at first base, Bench catching. With Knight at third, Oster at second, and Lacasse pitching. Swung on, fly ball, center field. Racing back Mundy on the warning track, and it's off the wall. Here comes Concepcion to second. Davey takes the clearance as the throw goes to Lopes and will not draw a throw. A three-bagger off the wall in center by Dave Concepcion. Payoff pitch tonight. Swung on, a fly ball back into deep left field. Going back Baker, warning track, leaping, got it! Dusty Baker climbs the wall in left field and picks off an extra base hit bid by Ray Knight. Fine catch by Dusty Baker as he got back to that fence in a hurry and timed his jump perfectly to pick off Knight's deep drive to left field. And the pitch to Dreesen is swung on, deep drive, and that one is all right. Well, Danny Dreesen puts us on the scoreboard with his 14th home run of the year, and it's a 4-2 ball game. Tommy Lasorda getting his bullpen busy in the event that Howe might need some help. Right-handers Stanhouse and Castillo as the Reds get ready to bat off the youngster Howe in the last half of the 9th inning. L.A. jumped out in front, as we mentioned, with 2 in the third inning, and then that 2-run double by Johnstone in the 4th inning. Cincinnati cut that deficit in half on the strength of a Danny Dreesen 2-run homer in the 4th, but then L.A. got another run in the 6th inning on the triple by Thomas and the wild pitch by Jeff Combs. Nothing but zeros on the board since then. In fact, neither team, since the triple by Thomas, has had a base hit. Foster has walked twice, fly to right. He has scored a run. Howe delivers. George swings and he misses. Actually, just got a piece of it. The ball finds its way into Yeager's mitt. Strike one pitch on the way to the plate. Foster takes it high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. L.A. looking for its first win on the road trip after dropping 2 in a row to Houston, and have taken a 3-run lead into the last half of the 9th. Foster backing away from the plate as Howe stands erect on the pitching rubber. Yeager hanging a sign, and the 1-1. Line drive, caught by Darryl Thomas, a leaping grab by the Dodgers shortstop, and boy, what a night he's had. Billy Russell having to leave the game after suffering multiple fractures of the index finger on his right hand in the 3rd inning. Thomas came in, has had a couple of hits, has scored twice, and just made a fine leaping grab of Foster's line drive. Now Danny Dreesen looks at the first pitch inside. Danny with that 14th home run of the year back in the 4th inning. Swung on and fouled off third. That'll be out of play. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock starting time. Frank Pastore for Cincinnati. Bobby Welsh for the Dodgers. Frank, 11-6, the most wins of any pitcher on the Red staff. Welsh has won 12 and lost 9. Line smash up the middle. Backhanded. Nope, it's off the glove of Davey Lopes and rolls into center field. So Danny Dreesen takes a turn. He has his second hit of the night. The Reds have their 4th as a team, and the batter will be Johnny Bench. Johnny 0 for 2, drew a walk leading off the 7th inning. Well, Dreesen had a home run in the 4th inning, and the next hit, a 9th inning one-out single by Danny Dreesen. Howe stretching and pitching, and Bench takes a high fastball. Hey, the most impressive figure among a whole bunch of them for Steve Howe is the fact that in 49 appearances, he has allowed all year 1 home run. Bench hits a very high pop-up. Johnny would like to have that one back again. Ron Cey deep behind the bag at third, gathers it in. 2 outs. So now with 2 out and Dreesen at first, the batter Ray Knight. Ray hit one to deep left field in the 2nd inning that Dusty Baker made a leaping catch on. Grounded to short in the 4th, and in the 7th inning, flied out to John Stone and right. Now looks to Dreesen, delivers to Knight. Ground ball shortstop. Thomas has it. Underhands to Lopes, and that's a ball game. Here in the 9th inning for Cincinnati, no runs, 1 hit. No Dodger errors and a man left on. Final score in game number 1 of a big series. Dodgers 5, Reds 2. We'll be back in just a moment. Dodgers won at 5-2 the series opener, and they were opportunists tonight. They took advantage of situations presented to them by the Reds, mainly in the area of bases on balls, and behind the pitching of Don Sutton for 7 and Steve Howe for the final 2, picked up the win. Cincinnati threatened in the 1st and again in the 3rd, but that 1st inning threat came with 2 out after Dave Concepcion tripled off the wall in center and George Foster walked. Don Sutton struck out Danny Dreesen, and then the Reds in the 3rd inning put their first 2 men on base after Joe Price had singled and Dave Collins had walked, but Ken Griffey popped up, and Sutton got Dave Concepcion to bounce into a 6-4-3 double play. That came after the Dodgers had scored twice in the 3rd. Darrell Thomas led off with a base hit to center after he came off the bench to hit for Bill Russell, who was struck on the finger and obviously the bat at the same time, and that's the way the umpires ruled it. And x-rays showed that Russell had multiple fractures of the index finger on his right hand. Billy will be lost to the Dodgers for the rest of the season. Thomas singled to center. Pitcher Sutton got a base on balls. Lopes trying to advance him with a bunt, popped it up to Mike Lacoste, and Jay Johnstone popped up foul to Ray Knight. It appeared at that point that Mike Lacoste would pitch himself out of it. But Dusty Baker flared one into shallow right, scoring Thomas to make it 1-0 after Garvey singled sharply to left field to load him up. Lacoste hit Ron Cey with a first pitch to force in Sutton and give the Dodgers a 2-0 lead. At that point, Joe Price came on, and a fine play by Ken Griffey and a running catch in shallow right took away a base hit from Rick Mundy and ended the inning. The Dodgers got 2 more in the 4th inning, walked to Mike Scotia to begin the inning, and then a 2-out walk to Davey Lopes set the stage for a Jay Johnstone ground double down the right field line, scoring both runners to make it 4-0. Cincinnati came back in the 4th on a walk to Foster, a 2-run home run to right by Danny Dreesen, his 14th of the season, and the Dodgers scored the final run of the night in the 6th inning when Jeff Combs gave up a leadoff triple to Darrell Thomas, and then Thomas scored on Combs' wild pitch. That was the only blight on the 2-inning stint that Combs turned in. With that forkball working to perfection, he struck out 5 batters in 2 innings. He then turned it over to Tommy Hume, who pitched 2 perfect innings, the 8th and the 9th, and fact, after the triple by Thomas, the Dodgers did not get another base hit, and after the home run by Dreesen for Cincinnati in the 4th inning, the final hit the Reds got was that 9th inning one-out single by Danny Dreesen. The totals on the game for the Dodgers: 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors, and 6 left. The Reds had 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and stranded 5. Sutton, the winner. He's now 11-4. Steve Howe sets a Dodger club record for a rookie with his 16th save of the season. Mike LaCassa, loser, 8-11. Game number 2 coming up at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Plenty of seats available. We hope you can make it out to see what should be a fine pitching matchup if both of these young men are on their game. 11-game winner Frank Pastore for the Reds, 12-game victor Bobby Welsh for the Dodgers. We'll be on the air with the pregame shows tomorrow night on most of these same stations beginning at 6:30 Cincinnati time. Again, the final score tonight, the game that took 2 hours and 31 minutes to play before a crowd of 36,287. The Dodgers 5 and the Reds 2.